Welcome back. It's a brand new episode. This is Laugh at Me, a podcast with Jeremy Odem. I'm your host, J.O., and I'm welcomed once again by a giant in the transportation industry. He is a former fantasy football champion, multi-time, correct?
That is correct.
He is the former 5th speaker at Central.
Two for two.
Just this past weekend, not this past weekend, but the weekend before, just a little over a week ago, he successfully arm dragged a fridge full of beverages into a paper bag to take out to a boat. This is our favorite guest, Eric Larson.
I mean, there just is no graceful way to fill a paper bag full of Busch Lights.
When you're filling a paper bag full of beers, that's the best angle to take on it. Welcome back to the show. You're finally back from vacation. We documented. Thank you for the voice memos. They were some of the best parts of the month of July, early August. You were gone a long time.
I was. And it's fall now.
It is now fall, yeah.
We went from the dog days of summer to it's been gloomy and rainy and 70 for the last 3 days. Tell me how I know you're huge in the transportation industry. How does a guy get like a month vacation? Well, my job doesn't require me to actively manage people anymore. So,
okay.
I doubt they even realized I was gone.
Nice.
So that's important. You just kind of weasel your way. You kind of put yourself into a corner.
Yeah.
And then nobody thinks to look for you.
Now, I will say one of my favorite parts of your vacation, you had an idea. And this idea was, hey, we need to find something for strippers to do during the day. Like, they have their night job. What could they do during the day? And your idea, and I thought this was a really good idea, was the stripper car wash, some type of themed car wash. Excellent idea. I called it out on the pod, but I just wanted to ask you in person to kind of see what you were thinking. Why do the strippers have to work night and day? Do they get to choose one or the other and kind of just, they start as a stripper night and then they mold into this like car wash empire? Why two jobs?
I'm kind of shocked by the question, honestly. I mean, we live in a side hustle environment. I mean, why do you do radio and work a normal job?
Yeah. That's fair. That's fair.
I mean, this is a nice side hustle for them. If you had your car washed by a stripper, I mean, I'm assuming you'd tip.
Oh yeah. Yeah, there'd be a tip involved.
Yeah. So, hey, this is a great opportunity for them to, earn tips. And then also, I mean, let's be honest. You can't strip your entire life. So, they're also learning life skills.
So, do they not earn tips when they're stripping?
Well, they do, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
So you're just feeding it to what they do? Like, hey, let's put them in a place where they can earn tips.
Think about the fact, I mean, they're talking about getting rid of tax on tips.
Yes, they are.
I mean, if you had 2 tip jobs, stripping and car washing.
Right.
I mean, you'd practically pay no taxes.
Do you see, all right, I want to come back to that. Since you brought it up, do you see people going into more of those tip-based type jobs now with that big lie of you're not going to get taxed or tips? Because we know now that it's been passed and we know that we've read it. I mean, it's not for everybody. Like, not everybody's tips are not being taxed. There's some limits to this thing. But do you think more people are going to be like, oh yeah, I'm buying in. Like, I'm all in on this. Yeah. I need to serve.
That'll be the big the unintended consequence is that we'll change everything to tip base.
Yeah.
Like, so you're gonna go to the grocery store and it's gonna be like, please tip your cashier.
It's becoming that. It's becoming that.
Because I mean that is the problem with the tax on tips is the thought that, hey, if you're wait staff, you're only making $2 an hour, but maybe you're making $10 with tips, so maybe it's averaging out to $12.
Right.
Well, if you're a cashier at a grocery store and you're making $12, it doesn't really seem fair that one of those jobs doesn't get taxed for 80% of it, and the other one gets taxed for everything.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's going to be really tough to implement.
I could see and you can already see, you go to a baseball game and you go to the concession stand and they ask how much of the tip you want to leave. You know, the coffee shops have been doing it for a while now, where the cashier's asking for the tip, and it's getting deep, because now, you know, you could go buy clothes and it's like, how much do you want to tip? Like, because you did the online shopping, like you picked out your items online, you went and picked up, and then, oh, here's your tip. What do you mean? I already paid a convenience fee. I already paid the shopper fee. Like, that should take the place of the tip. But yeah, we're in an environment now where everybody wants a tip.
This kind of it almost feels like old man shaking
the fist
at the sky. Like, when you think about it, like when we were coming up, first going into stadiums, you know, live events and that, you bought your beer, you tipped $1.
Right. Oh, 100%.
Or even like you went to went to the bar.
Yep. You tip $1.
You brought me 3 drinks. Here's $3. Like, it's $1 a drink. Mm-hmm. And now to that point, all right, well, now the beer is $18, and the suggested tip line on there is saying, you know, $3.50. So, I have a friend down in Atlanta, and he will stop everything at the stadium, and he will punch in the custom amount and give them $1.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So he goes low.
Yeah.
Where they go high, he goes low.
He has not changed from that $1, staple tip.
That's fair.
I mean, that's tip discipline right there.
Yeah, it is. It's actually, honestly, good to him for sticking with the discipline on the tip. And it's tough these days to stick to that, because it's so easy to just hit the thing.
Well, yeah, it inconveniences you.
Yeah, it does.
To put something else in there.
Well, you've got this idea that the strippers strip at night, they run the car wash during the day. I'm here for it. I just don't know if they need to do both. I also like the idea of the themed car wash. I don't know if you listened back to the episode or not, but you could have the rock and roll car wash, and it's got the music and the lights, and the haunted house car wash, and all. The themed car wash is not a bad idea.
I didn't really put 2 and 2 together, but like the show Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
They had a plot line in there where they're using that as a front to like launder money.
Yeah.
Think of how much more successful they would have been at laundering money if they would have had strippers and rock and roll themed, like you're talking about some real executive level car washing.
They wouldn't have had the storage unit with a pallet of cash because they would have been able to account for it.
Whoa, spoiler alert.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, if you haven't seen Breaking Bad.
Yep.
Well, welcome back from vacation. That was quite the jaunt. So the other day, I got to tell you this story because it made me feel old, and I wanted to understand the teenage mind a little bit. So I've been seeing it for a while now, on like videos, online, and even people out and about. They're saying they see 67 or they see 6 and 7, and they go 6 7 6 7. Have you heard this?
No.
Oh, it's a whole thing. 6 7.
And this is teenagers doing this?
Teenagers are doing this. 20-year-old, like young people are doing this 6-7 thing, and I didn't get it, like at all. I'm like, what does it mean? I figured there had to be some kind of like deeper meaning I wasn't getting, right?
Okay.
Has to be. But I didn't want to be old guy and be like, what are you talking about? Like, what is it? Like, because it took me a while to find out what cap meant. Like, like that. I was managing young people, and I'm texting them something, and they text back cap, and I'm just like, I don't know what that means, but I did say it to them because I don't want to be old guy, right? Like, right. I look young, I should at least act young, right?
You capping?
So I ended up having to Google the cap thing to figure out what it meant, but 6-7 was tough because they're 2 numbers, so you type it in and you don't really get much back, right? So I'm trying to figure out what that means, and so I was kind of waiting for the right opportunity to have somebody say it that I could corner them and be like, "What does that mean?" and not feel judged as an old guy. Well, this last weekend, Hattie, my daughter, she had her 13th birthday party, and so it's her and there's like a dozen teenagers running around, right?
You didn't ask them, did you?
Well, here's what happened is...
A bunch of 13-year-old girls, like, jump into a pool of piranhas first.
Well, here's what happened. They were doing... I don't know what they were doing, because we set the party, we had it going, and then I'm watching football. It was the first freaking Saturday college football. Like, Texas-Ohio State was on during this party. So I'm watching the football game, but I overhear Hattie say 6'7", 6'7". I'm like, perfect. This is my time. So I put a little note in my head, and I said, later, I'm going to corner her and be like, what's this 6'7" thing? Obviously, she's in on it. So then later that night, she's having her party. The party's still going, and but now it's downstairs. Well, upstairs, it's me. It's Braden. He's 15. We've got my brother-in-law. He's over, right? And I'm like, Braden, because he said something like 6'7", or like, hey, Braden. I was going to ask Hattie about this because I heard it earlier, and I was going to corner her. But since you're here, and since you seem to know what's going on, what does that mean? Like, what's the joke? Like, what are we doing? And because Matthias, he didn't know either, and he's a little older than us, you know. He's like 45, something like that. And Braden's explaining that there was like a rapper at some point in the last year or two that said 6'7" or something like that. So now everybody just goes 6'7". Probably no different than where people go mustard, you know, because of you know, that the guy who did halftime. I look really old right now. Kendrick Lamar. That's still. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Just waiting for you to get it out.
Yeah. I was getting there. So then I'm like, okay, 6'7". I was like, but people do this. They go 6'7", 6'7". He goes, no, there's nothing with the hands. Like, I've seen people do the hands. First of all, I was like, so there's got to be something with the hands. But what? Why? When do you say it? And why do you say it? You go, if somebody sees 6 and a 7 or 67 or something, it's just 6'7". And then I'm like, all right, I can do that. 6. You just say it anytime. So then Thias goes, hey, Huskers won 6'7", 6'7". So then I'm like 6'7". I'm doing the hands, and I'm like, hopefully not their record, 6'7".
I'm feeling like the psychic backlash of Braden's eye roll that was probably going on as you guys were doing this.
It was deep because he was texting. I'm like, Braden, we're in a safe space here. Like, you can't. He's texting his buddies. 100% he had to have been telling them the 6'7's done. Like, it's jumped the shark. Like, it's over, you know. But I didn't know what it meant. I'm just so happy to have kind of figured it out. So I told him I'm gonna be 6'7'ing all over the place.
I'm looking forward to. I mean, honestly, as soon as we're done with this show, I mean, we're gonna find him.
We're gonna find him, and we're gonna be 6'7" all over this house.
Yes.
Like it's got to be going down that way. But I feel like I'm a part of a new generation now, and can just 6'7" with the best of them. I don't know.
How you be, fellow kids?
How you be? Well, football's back. I don't know how you're feeling about it. And other than our team, the Huskers played Thursday night, and in our group chat, it's like it didn't feel like Husker game day. It didn't feel like the first game of the season. And I get it. I think part of it was the game was being played in Kansas City. We're in Nebraska. You got 70,000 plus heading out of state to go to this game. But I don't know. It was just weird. It was a good off season. Like, it feels like the excitement's there. I don't know if maybe Husker fans are getting a little overwhelmed with the continued success of the offseason and then being let down again right away, which, shoot, we almost had that again Thursday night, but came away with the win. I don't know. Football's back.
I mean, yeah, pretty much since the Huskers finally became bowl eligible last year. I feel like that was when the Kool-Aid first started getting served for this season.
Gotcha.
Like, we broke the curse. Like, it's over. Onwards, upwards. The rule, season 3, mojo of the third season in each of his stops has always been, more successful. Mm-hmm. So, but yes, it was very tough to feel like game day just with a Thursday night game.
Right.
Like, didn't even start till 8 p.m.
Oh, that was awful.
So you got to work. Like, normally you have that Saturday tune-up game.
Yep.
And, you can start your day with a good brunch, a couple beers in before kickoff, and you have the whole day ahead of you. Where here it was right at the end of the day. It was probably, and I probably answered my own question. I probably should have just taken Thursday and Friday off and just still started with a good brunch and, cracking beers at noon. And then I'm sure by 8 p.m. it would have felt like Husker game day.
So my Thursday started at 1 a.m. with my alarm going off to go to work because I had to work early that day. So then, work early, get off work early. Then I tried to get like some sleep because I'm just exhausted. And then get up and then try to get hyped for this football game, right? But it's so late, 8 o'clock. Holy cow. I don't know how I did it, but I stayed up for the whole freaking game. I don't know if it was just the nerves because we were just playing too good. I don't know.
I feel like in some ways I jinxed it because I was, all right, hey, let's get this up to 2 touchdowns. Because at 2 touchdowns, I can go to bed.
Yep, I felt the same way.
And when it kept getting closer and closer, it was just, I guess I'm in it for the long run.
Yep, when it became very obvious that we were still in the game, could win the game, 100% not going to cover the spread, which was 7. It's like that's a recipe for disaster, and we've seen this disaster over and over again. But it was nice to come away with the win. We're 1-0, and now it's like here come the games that Nebraska, a team like Nebraska should be winning. So maybe it won't be as nerve-wracking. But I don't know. I don't like it when Coach Rule says every game's going to be close. Like, buddy, give us something. Like, we just can't go through this every week.
Yeah.
But we're winning games. That's all that matters. But football's back. The NFL's back this week. And as always, we have our NFL preview episode here with Eric Larson. He's our resident football expert. How many, ballpark it for us, how many games have you watched live? NFL.
Like lifetime?
Lifetime.
Probably got to be 30 to 40.
Okay, so now I'd like you to compare how many games live has Tom Brady, the announcer, called and seen in person. He's in your ballpark. So if we're comparing expert to expert, we've got one of the best right here on Laugh With Me. He's seen many an NFL game live in person and many more than that on TV. I don't know how. Adrian Peterson, legendary NFL. Right, you're wearing your Vikings hat here today. NFL legend at running back for the Vikings. You were there when he set the single game rushing record in Kansas City, Missouri on a Thursday night. Chargers Chiefs, when Phil Rivers found a wide open Mike Williams open in the end zone and then found him again, almost the same play for 2 to win a game over the first place Chiefs. You were there. You've been to some big games.
I can't believe you skipped over, that Adrian Peterson rushing record game that we saw with the 296. That was also the first time that there was a 109-yard touchdown.
That was an NFL record.
Yep, that was the first one.
Yep, that was the first one. It was exciting. Missed field goal, caught at the back of the end zone, returned all the way. I think the half ended. I think the first half ended with it. You've been a part of some of the NFL's biggest moments, and now you're here on Laugh With Me, top 50 comedy podcast in the United States, to break it all down for us. So we're going to start with the AFC, and then we'll get to the NFC. We're going to get to the big dog. We're going to get to the reigning Super Bowl champions and all that, but we're going to start with the AFC and kind of just see where your head's lying as we head into this season. So let's start with the North.
Okay. We'll start with a team that we probably only need to spend about 2 sentences with, like the Browns.
The Browns, yeah.
Like, what's the most exciting thing going on with the Browns? Their third string quarterback is Shedeur. That's about it.
Shedeur Sanders has got to be the most exciting part of this football team, and it's just name value alone. And if he gets on the field, that's exciting to see what he does. You think he's going to play this season?
You got old man Flacco out there. I say old man. He's younger than us.
Younger than us, yeah.
But we're not suiting up to play quarterback for the Browns. So, I mean, there's always a chance that he could get out there. But
I feel like we could if we tried.
But, I mean, the Browns drafted a quarterback before him, and he's number 2 on their depth chart. So, like, it's a long road for Shedeur to get any playing time.
Has there ever been a quieter high draft pick at quarterback backup than that guy with Shedeur behind him, with Flacco ahead of him? I mean, he's just sitting there. He gets to just do his job without the noise and the pressure. The fans are going to be chanting. They won't be chanting for him. Yep. They're going to be chanting for Shedeur Sanders for sure. Maybe even in week 1. But, yeah, Joe Flacco's there. It's obvious that the Browns are playing for next season, as they have 10 draft picks already in next year's draft, including 2 in the first round. So they are obviously, like, building up to next season.
It is kind of a wild thing to just think of, all the parity that's in the NFL. And, obviously I'm a Vikings fan, you're a Chargers fan, and there have been some bad teams.
Oh, we've had some bad teams.
There's been some bad teams in the last 20 years.
Yeah.
I don't think any Chargers team or Vikings team in the last 20 years has been as bad as, the Browns or the Saints are going to be like this year.
No.
Which is wild.
It's
like,
very
how
wild,
do you get that bad?
Yeah. Well, when you mismanage them. And that's been the kind of the stories. The ownership's a problem.
Or the fact that they're paying Watson, $45 million to not play this year.
Yeah. He may never play there again. I mean, it kind of makes sense.
Yep.
It kind of makes sense. But yeah, the Browns, I don't think if there's any doubt there that they will finish last in that division. And they're certainly a front runner to be towards the bottom of the NFL and have that number 1 pick. So, the Browns. But the Steelers, on the other hand, are they going to be any? Or how many games better than the Browns do you think they're going to be?
Oh, I mean, the Steelers are going to be 500 at least.
Yeah, that's what they do.
Tomlin's going to extend his streak.
Yeah.
Rodgers, DK Metcalf, like there's some reason for excitement in the fact that 2 players on offense, which hasn't necessarily been the case this last couple years. When your Najee Harris is your highlight player,
he's your stud, yeah.
The whole experiment that they did last year with Russell Wilson and Fields,
it didn't work out. Well, they always say if you have 2 quarterbacks, you don't have one.
Yeah.
In this situation, but
it's kind of a weird thing in the AFC North because you have the Steelers who are not going to be that exciting on offense. They have Arthur Smith, their offense coordinator, very run-first guy, old man Rodgers at quarterback. But they have a really, really good defense, a really, really good defensive coach. It's like they went all in on the defensive side, and the offense just got the scraps.
Well, the idea was our defense is what's going to carry us. That's our backbone. That's our culture. And Aaron Rodgers is the guy who's just going to manage everything and keep us in position to be able to win football games if we have to, because he's a Hall of Famer. Sure, but he's also he's beyond the back end of his career. I mean, he's a guy that's literally said he could retire 2 years ago. I mean, when you're dipping your toe in retirement 2 years ago, I mean, how committed are you, honestly, for your physical aspect of it?
Well, and that's, I saw a breakdown of Rodgers earlier this year where they were talking about when he was with the Jets. I mean, he was one of the least efficient quarterbacks in the league. Like, there was still a couple of those highlight plays that you might have seen, at the recap of the game that's just like, oh, maybe he still got it. But that fastball did not come out very often.
Right.
Like, he's to pull that analogy even further, like he's kind of like the aging pitcher that's all of a sudden decided, like, I'm going to throw a knuckleball now.
Yeah.
Because my arm just can't throw the fastball like it used to. So I got to figure out some other way,
just to stay relevant in the game. Yeah.
But you have that all in on the defense. And then when you look at the next team, in this division, the Bengals, it's like the exact opposite. The Bengals have gone all in on their offense.
Correct.
And they have nothing in the tank for the defense. Like, they just have a bunch of young guys. Like, it's just maybe some of these guys will be good. We changed our defense coordinator. But the point of our team is going to be our offense.
Yeah, and on defense, they spent a good chunk of the offseason back and forth with contract stuff, with their top draft pick, with their star defensive player, Hendricks. Like, they end up getting deals done, kind of, right? Enough that they're going to take the field. They missed a lot of camp. you don't know where their head's at mentally as far as the business part of it, because they know next season, hey, I'm not going to be here. Like, I'm going to need to get a big deal somewhere else.
Yep.
So you got to take care of your body. Like, there's just so many question marks on defense, but that offense, you keep Joe Burrow upright and things can happen. So that might be enough. A lot of people are putting the Bengals in the top 3 teams in the AFC talk. Would you say that's fair?
I would say that there are some people putting them in there. I don't think that I'd put them in the top 3.
Yeah.
Just from that flaw of, hey, it's all riding on the offense. Like, they had a great offensive year, but it was also the only year that you've had Burrow, Chase, and Higgins all healthy for most of the season. You know, that's been the knock on Burrow, is that he has gotten hurt. If he's healthy, it's great, but I mean, if one of those 3 pieces of the stool, the tripod, goes out, like, is that offense going to be able to keep that kind of a pace?
Yeah.
And then you mix in the fact, I mean, you've got this super competitive division. We already said the Steelers are going to be a 500-plus team. You've got the Bengals that, you know, could have aspirations of, you know, at least a wild card, if not, you know, maybe challenging for that division. You got the Ravens. But the AFC North this year, for their inter conference, they're playing the NFC North.
Oh.
So all of these teams are also going to be facing the Lions, the Vikings, the Packers. So
what a tough
like
draw.
This could get like really, really like if one of these teams has a mistake or has like a big injury, like, it's pretty easy to see that path to just them getting buried and them being out of it and not making the playoffs at all.
Okay, so with that being said, the division games matter so much more, right? Because you need to stay pace with it and to try to get, you know, for the top spot, make that playoff spot. We already counted up the Browns. That seems fair. And they're playing the NFC North, so this is going to be wins. Like, just wins piling up for the North because of this. The Steelers, we both agree, a 500 football team. At worst, 6-7 wins, right? But probably 8-9 wins.
Yep.
So the Bengals and Ravens, they'll compete for the division. Bengals, probably a wild card team. So now you've got the Ravens of the heap. You've got them number 1. Are they good enough? Because they're going to be playing the Lions. They're going to be playing the Packers, who just got better. They're going to be playing the Vikings, you know, on top of the other powerhouses they got to play. I mean, what do you think? You think the Ravens are just going to, business as usual, go out and win a whole bunch of regular season games?
Yeah, I do. I think the Ravens are probably going to be a 12, 13 win team. But a lot of that's just due to Lamar.
Right, go out and do Lamar things.
Yeah, I mean, you got Lamar and you got Derrick Henry, and that kind of neutralizes some of the advantages that other teams have on that pass rush.
And a good defense.
Yeah,
they just there's a really good football
like
team.
It's just they're going to
really
match up. They're going to match up well against a lot of teams. Where it's like, all right, the Bengals are going to be throwing. All right, well now, like, playing the Vikings, great pass rush. Detroit, great pass rush. The Packers just added Micah Parsons. Like, then you look at their teams in their division that all also have great defenses and good pass rushes. Like, all right, well, I guess you're probably, you know, leaning towards the Ravens just because they've got more tools in the toolbox to get past those.
Yeah.
And that's where Lamar is almost like, you know, when we were young and Nebraska was rolling out with the option, it was so devastating to teams outside of the Big 12 because they never saw the option.
Yeah, it's different style football.
So they would have to do a different type of game prep to go and play that. Well, I know that there's a lot more running threat like quarterbacks out there, but I mean, obviously the MVPs speak for it. I don't think anybody's doing it better than Lamar is right now.
Yeah, he's playing another level, and the only thing he's missing is the Super Bowl trophy.
Also, you know, full disclosure, Lamar's on my fantasy football team. So, of course, like you know, MVP year.
MVP year. Well, you and I are on the same page with the AFC North, pretty much from bottom to the top. All right, let's move on to the AFC South.
The most boring division.
I think last year this was the division we forgot about. Like we were like, what? We're missing teams. Like, what division are we forgetting? And we just completely didn't even talk about this division. We went back to it, but it's like, What is within this division that is exciting that you would want to watch? Like who, when you turn on Red Zone and you're just like, give me all the action. Do you care to see any of these teams?
I don't, maybe it's just AFC out of sight, out of mind, but like the Titans they've always had boring football.
They really have.
Like we're a long ways removed from like the Steve McNair having any sort of relevance out there.
R.I.P.
I mean,
R.I.P.
Derrick Henry was pretty much like, he was almost like the Mike Trout. Like, hey, I know Mike Trout's great, but he plays for the Angels. They never play in the playoffs. Like,
doesn't matter.
So I see him on the highlights. He looks great. That's great. Yep. But there's not enough around him that makes me care about that team.
You can tell he works out. That's good for him. Good for him.
But yeah, I've got the Titans in that fourth spot. Cam Ward coming in. I mean, they have some pieces. You could see where they're going, but
it's going to be one of those situations where it's a show me, because they're so young and such a rebuild. They're going to have to prove it on the field. Like, nobody's picking them. They're bland. Yeah.
Well, they've almost, like, I mean, Vrabel hasn't been there now for 3 years.
Yeah.
But they still feel like that same type of team. That's like, hey, we're going to run the ball. We're going to grind it out. We're going to win low-scoring games. But they don't have the talent. They don't have the players to win those kind of games.
Well, that's the thing. They lost Vrabel, who was the identity. Like, that was the culture. And it worked. They were playoff-ish team every season, right? But then you lost him, never gained a new identity, tried to kind of create that same mentality through, and it just hasn't worked out. So, yeah, Titans at the bottom. That kind of makes sense.
Yep. Right above them, I have the Colts. And, this is just a side note. We have a friend that is a really big Colts fan. And, I think the fact that he didn't call out that we missed the AFC South means that he's not a very committed listener.
Yeah, I believe I'd agree with that. Thanks for listening, Cody. They just lost their owner, R.I.P. There's a lot of death in the AFC South this year. Steve McNair, now this.
Oh, did he pass this year?
No, he's been gone probably like 10 or so years, but we did just talk about it. So
I'm like, is that why that came to my head? Was that what I was thinking of?
See, no, he was murdered.
Another thing that's been murdered is Anthony Richardson's football career.
It's over. He did it to himself.
Yeah.
It's not even the injuries. It's just his effort.
Getting replaced by Daniel Jones. I mean, that's
sad.
That's a low point.
Oh, man. You think he's ever going to play there again?
Not with the Colts, no.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought.
But it's kind of wild just considering how big of a, coming into the draft. I mean, he was just that phenom athlete that shot up the rankings just due to those intangibles. And now he looks a lot like a Trey Lance.
Yeah, that's a great comparison. And when he first got on the field, he did show some things. It's like, this guy's going to be a difference maker. Like, he's a good football player.
He'd be throwing like 55% for his completion percentage. But somehow he would still make this 60-yard touchdown pass. Right. And it would just be like, what? Like,
nobody can do this.
Yeah, he's going to put it all together.
I think it was that time he pulled himself out of the game for a breather.
Yeah.
That was like the first sign of where we were heading with him. And, yeah, here we are.
Yeah. But, yeah, to lose the quarterback competition straight out.
What are the chances they get back Andrew Luck? Play quarterback.
Zero.
Right, he's done. Okay.
I mean, he has been gone for like 6-7 years now, so.
Yeah. I figured if Colin Kaepernick can still work out every season.
Yeah, he's still waiting for his chance. He's still waiting for his shot.
All right, so the Colts. Man, I almost could go either way with the Titans and Colts. Like, either one of them could be at the bottom. Yeah,
I feel like the defense is a little bit better with the Colts. I think I probably trust them a little bit more. I mean, and the Colts they were one of those teams that surprisingly, like, I feel like they won about 7 or 8 games last year. Like, they were pretty dang close to
They were 500. In the mix. Yeah. No, like they were in the mix.
They
were one of those teams that at the end of the season, it was like, all right, if this, and this happens, and they win, they sneak in. Like, and there was a handful of teams like that. So you get yourself in that position. All right, you're not too far off, but it always starts at quarterback, and they don't have it. So
The next on our depressing AFC South, Jacksonville, the Jags. And then I will say I'm probably a little bit higher on the Jags than most people. Like, I don't think they're going to make the playoffs. But I really wanted to find a reason to put them above the Texans. Like, I like their coach coming in. I like what they've got going on offense. Like, this is pretty much Trevor Lawrence's, like, last chance to.
It has to be.
Like, this is his fourth coach, I believe, like, coming in. Like, he's gone through some really bad ones, but.
How is he stuck around so long with all these coaching changes, and they're like, you're not the problem?
Yeah. Like, I mean, he was the golden boy. He was the golden boy after Luck that was going to, everybody wanted.
They got Travis Hunter.
They got Brian Thomas. They've got the core skill players on offense. They brought in the Bills offense coordinator, Cohen, to be their new head coach. So kind of a very similar vibes as like the Bears that we'll talk about, of just, hey, this offense coordinator for the Bucs, Cohen, he revitalized Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
Like, this guy's going to be the best coach that Trevor Lawrence has had.
And Baker Mayfield, he's doing okay. Like, he's a guy out there in Tampa. So what he's done is impressive. Yeah, if he does it with Trevor Lawrence, shoot. Yeah, you could make the case they'd be ahead of the Texans.
Yep. And we did talk about, though, with the AFC North, hey, how bad that interconference schedule was. Mm-hmm. That's going to be the one thing I think that's probably going to keep me from saying, oh, well, hey, the Jags or the Colts or one of these teams might have a chance to sneak into the wild card. It's just these guys are going to be playing the AFC West and the NFC West like this year. And so a lot of travel games, a lot of, competition that's better than all the teams that are in this division.
Well, you know me, anytime anybody's got to go toe-to-toe with the Los Angeles Chargers,
right,
that other team's in trouble. So, yeah, that's a tough spot for the South.
Yeah, so this could be one of them where the top team in this might have 10 wins. Like,
Texans. This is a division. No, it isn't this division, but a division has in the past made the playoffs, like a division winner with a losing record. I don't know if we've got one of those divisions this season. Doesn't look like it. There's some good teams at the top, but if there is a division that could have that, it's probably this one.
Yeah, that was the NFC South.
Yes, that was the South. Yep. But yeah, I don't see a division this year that has it unless it's the South, AFC South. So, but the Texans are probably good enough. Jacksonville's probably good enough.
Yep. Got the Texans winning this one.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Even though, again, I was really arguing with myself trying to figure out a way that one of these other teams could win. Stroud took a step back last year. Offensive coordinator fired. They're bringing in a new guy. Really, really good head coach, Ryans. That defense is going to be legit.
Lights out.
Potential top 5 defense.
Yeah, not much to say. They're not very flashy. They just go and win games. The Texans, I will say, though, it feels like they're due, because with like this new coach and he's been there, this will be his 3rd season, I think, with the Texans now.
That sounds right.
Yeah. And Stroud's 3rd season as quarterback. We always have, and this happens every season. The NFL is weird like this, and it's the parity. There's always like 6, 7 teams that switch out from a playoff team to non-playoff team, right? That just always happens.
Yep.
There's always a large group of teams that don't make it, and then a new crew does. This is a position where I could see, like you were saying, I'm looking for that argument for the Jaguars. Some things happen. The ball doesn't bounce the Texans' way this season. Stroud has his sophomore slump maybe a year late, and now the Jaguars win the division, go to the playoffs. The Texans don't. There's your switch. And it's really not that far off. I could totally see that, like in this division. I'm picking the Texans to win it as well, but I could not be shocked at all at the end if it goes the other way and it's Jacksonville that takes it.
Just when you talk about that strength of schedule too, I mean, the Texans will be playing the Ravens, the Chiefs, Buffalo. So, that first place schedule does play heavily into some of those teams that flip from in or out just due to having to play those heavyweights.
Which is always going to happen. All right, the best division in the AFC, in my opinion, it's the AFC West.
Yeah.
It's a good division.
Throwing a lot of vibes of like the NFC North last year, where it's just like you got 3 contenders, and then you got the Raiders,
and the Raiders,
the Bears, just kind of hanging out there. Like maybe they'll be frisky, probably not.
I tell you what, the Raiders are always good for a Thursday night upset over like a top team like the Chiefs or something. They're always good to just absolutely slam a team, and win by 30, like one time. They're always there to be super competitive, just long enough for one of your stars to get hurt, and then see what happens in the second half. Like, it's just weird shit that goes on with the Raiders. And but they've got the new head coach.
Are you buying into Pete Carroll?
No.
Are you hyped?
Not at all. I am interested to see, because he did have such a good thing going in Seattle. He's been out of the game now a little bit. He's older. It probably was retirement time, but who knows? Maybe he can still run a business like the best of them and get a group of professionals hyped. But the Raiders culture is so different. I don't know. I'm not buying it.
I don't believe that Geno Smith is going to be their answer for overcoming these other teams in the division.
He felt like a Band-Aid, and that's kind of been Geno's thing. And that's what Geno doesn't want to be. That's what he ended up being in Seattle.
Right.
Yeah, it's I'm not buying the Raiders at all.
Yeah.
We can just cross them off. They're toast.
Now, this might be one of my more controversial picks, but the Broncos, I'm not necessarily buying them as being this. I think a lot of people are setting the Broncos up as, hey, this is going to be a team that could win the AFC West.
There's a lot of people saying that they're the team that's going to finally take over the Chiefs.
Yeah. I'm not buying it.
Bo Nix got a heck of a lot better throughout the season.
Yeah, but he still wasn't. I mean, he's still not Drew Brees. He's still not. One of the things, one of the pieces I love to read each year is, Barnwell for ESPN breaks down his, teams that are going to improve and teams that are going to go down. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that I believe that he called out on these guys was just that defense. That defense was so good. They've got, defensive player of the year and their secondary. But it's tough to make the case that you're going to get better at defense when you already were the best at defense previous year. Yeah. It's tough to make that case that, hey, the defense is going to be even better next year. Well, that normally doesn't happen.
Yeah, you generally take a step back.
So then you're like, all right, on the offensive side, have they done enough? Is the improvement of Bo Nix the only thing that we are basing this thought that they're going to overtake the Chiefs?
Yeah, that's not enough for me.
That, from that 1 year to second year jump, is that enough of a difference, just him having 1 year in that system, to say, hey, they're going to go and, conquer?
Because even his improvement from week 3 to week 17, although it was a great, improvement from there, he looked like a serviceable quarterback.
Yep.
He didn't look like a world beater that now it's like, okay, now I'm going to lead the team to beat our generation, or this generation's Patriots dynasty, with the Chiefs.
Well, and even, we just got done talking about the Texans. All right. Who, Stroud coming into last year 2, or Bo Nix coming into now year 2, which of those 2 quarterbacks would you have picked? Would you have taken,
Right. Yeah, I'm taking Stroud.
You're taking Stroud on
100%,
that. And I feel like that was probably a lot of the disappointment vibes that were coming from the Texans, was when Stroud didn't take. He was still good, but he didn't take that next leap.
Right. Well, to Barnwell, you were talking about Barnwell at the ESPN. He's very analytical, and everything that he puts into his pieces has the data to back it up. Mm-hmm. I tend to go off vibes a lot of times. And this is something that I have noticed with the Broncos. And this is something I'd heard. I don't know if it's true or not. It's just something I heard in the offseason. Second year, Bo Nix, none of his teammates still have gone to his birthday party, even going into his second season. So what kind of leader is he? I don't know. That's just something I heard about Bo Nix. But anyways, I don't like the vibe.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying.
Could you imagine, Phillip Rivers not having his teammates at his.
Are you kidding me?
You know,
those are his brothers. Those are his brothers. Yeah. Gosh darn it!
All wearing bolo ties.
All wear bolo ties. They would too.
And you knew that he was counting on him because he needed help just managing those 20 kids that he's got.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, do you think we finally have a team that can overtake the Chiefs?
I put the Chargers second in this division.
I figured that makes sense. So what's holding back the Chargers from being the team to overtake the Chiefs? Because the Chiefs, arguably, last season, and yes, they went to the Super Bowl, but that was one of the worst Chiefs teams of this Mahomes era.
Yeah.
Okay. They had many a lucky bounce their way at the end of games to rack up the W's. So what are the Chargers now doing, I guess, to say, all right, now it's our time?
I mean, so I feel like I'm putting a target. You're having me talk first about the Chargers.
I can talk about the Chargers. I can tell you what I love about them.
I will say that the one thing, my one knock against the Chargers is just I feel like they're still rebuilding that defense. Mm-hmm. You had such a great defense for half a decade, anchored by Bosa, all the pass rushers that you guys had, and I feel like there's been a lot of turnover on that side, and you don't quite have that Harbaugh defense that you need.
It was key getting Khalil Mack to come back.
Yep.
So having Mack in there is big, obviously big for any defense, right? This team's built to have linebackers flying, Derwin James flying over the field, making things happen. There's going to be a lot of movement out there to hopefully confuse and just be ball attackers. I like that. But yeah, you're right. At the line, we need to put that pressure at the quarterback. We need to get Mahomes out of the pocket quick. Stroll so that that secondary can attack the ball. Mm-hmm. But I think it's the improvement in the offense this year that's going to be the difference.
Is this just Keenan Allen?
For the Los Angeles Chargers.
Is this just the Keenan Allen signing?
I love our new running back, Omarion Hampton. I don't like Najee Harris. In fact, the guy's got one eye.
Hey. It's a very serious thing. Do not light fireworks off near your face.
It really is serious. Don't do that. Eric, you're a guy who hosts a 4th of July party every year.
No.
How many injuries have you had like this?
Oh, 0.
Exactly, because you run your operation. We need some accountability there in LA because we can't have our veteran running back coming to camp with one eye. Okay, he doesn't want to be a pirate, and I don't want him to be a pirate. Okay.
Well, I mean, are you at all worried that Harbaugh might listen to this podcast?
He does
and
listen.
Just cut Harris.
All right. First of all, of course, Coach listens to the podcast. Hey, Coach. And second of all, if he decides to cut Harris, we're going to go ahead and give him the applause because it's time. It's Hampton's time to step up and be the RB1. He's a heck of a talent. He's a rookie, sure, but he's going to be a difference maker, very similar to Eckler was for QB1. So, and then you bring back, and we got Ladd McConkey year 2, and he's a stud. Okay, he's a stud. So now we're gonna
top tier football name too.
Year 2, Ladd McConkey. That's awesome. Then the return of the alien himself, Keenan Allen. I couldn't be more excited to have the guy back. I mean, what do you first down? I mean, I don't even know if we'll get to second down.
We've talked about
it's just gonna be first down.
We talked about Phillip Rivers. I mean, he's got to be chomping at the bit to want back too.
You know he wants back. you know, because they signed Phil. Phil's back within the organization in the good graces of him as he's officially retired. But he did spend the 1-day contract with the Chargers this offseason in July. You got to think he had in his back of his mind, well, what if
I just hung out?
What if I don't leave? Like, what if the one day I'm here, I go, let's compete for the spot.
I'm just imagining him like hiding in a bathroom. Waiting for them to lock up and, coming out.
Well, gosh darn, why can't I throw around? It's Rivers is loving seeing Keenan back out there, and when you've got Justin Herbert at quarterback, you're always in the game. So I'm excited about this Charger team. I think we've got to start week 1 with that win over the Chiefs to set the tone. But and this isn't just me as a Chargers fan being like, we're going to beat the Chiefs because the Chiefs are the Chiefs. Last year showed it. It's going to take a lot to overtake them in the West. But I think this is about as good a shot as we got with Harbaugh right now to take that one spot. But you've got the Chiefs, so
it's kind of wild. You asked me at the beginning of this top of this episode on how many football games I've attended live, and there's a decent chance that the Chargers might be my second most seen team.
It's got to be. It's got to be Vikings, and then it's got to be Chargers, right?
I mean, it could be really close to the Chiefs.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
But, I mean, we've gone to a lot of Chiefs-Chargers games. I think we've gone to 2 Chargers games in Minnesota.
Yeah, the Vikes, yeah.
So.
Yeah, that very well could be. You've seen some Charger football up close and personal.
This, out of all, when I was first brainstorming this list, I don't think it really sank in until we did the AFC West here that this is probably my most controversial division. I mean, putting the Broncos at 3rd.
Yeah.
Putting the Chargers at 2 and keeping the Chiefs at 1.
Keeping the Chiefs at 1. A lot of people don't want to keep them there. You've got Travis Kelce. He's got a lot going on in his life right now. Is he focused? He admitted he wasn't last year.
Yep.
So is he kind of in that same boat? Has he figured out how to handle it now? I don't know. You figure if he's going to go one more season and he knows it's only one more season, he would go all out. Similar to John Cena. He's doing one last year in WWE full-time, right? This is it right now? Or
maybe you could say, like Gronk in.
Okay. All right. That's probably a better comparison. But Cena's just going all out while doing other things. But Kelce, I feel like, hinders Mahomes when he's not playing at a high level.
Right. Well, especially when, the Chiefs are dealing with so many wide receiver injuries, so many running back injuries. I mean, their number one wide receiver, their number one running back, both got knocked out last year, pretty early in the season. Worthy, their highly touted rookie, speedster guy. He's probably better as a complimentary player than he is as the main event.
Right. Which there's nothing wrong with that. That's a difference maker. That's a guy that's still going to get 60, 70 yards a game and a touchdown, all day.
Yeah, so you've got those weapons this year. I mean, I know Rashee Rice is still going to be suspended for the first 6 weeks, but you do have Pacheco back. You do have, the reports say that Kelsey's looking better than he was this time last year.
That's just his haircut.
Yeah.
It's nothing on the field.
But it's kind of, this is the inverse of the conversation we had about the Broncos of just, hey, do you buy this position upgrading enough to overtake? And I guess when I put the Chiefs here, I'm looking at it more just I don't expect them to take that big of a step back. I still think that Patrick Mahomes is a top 3 quarterback in the league.
Right.
And I still think Andy Reid is a top 5 play caller in the league.
He's an all-time guy. Yeah, he's Hall of Fame.
They've been locked in at defense coordinator. They've got a lot of continuity within that team. I just don't see with Reid and Mahomes them doing a backslide that's going to cost them this division.
So basically it comes down to, even if they play similar football as last season, it comes down to, do they get the bounces their way at the end of games like they did last season? I'll tell you what, if they do, we're going to riot. Because that was disgusting last year. Disgusting. We will riot. I'll go to any game I got to go to riot. It might just be me, and then you watching me, because I'm sure you want nothing to do with this riot, but I will be rioting.
I've gone to quite a few Chiefs-Chargers games with you, and I've witnessed you just yelling out, "Go Bolts!"
Go Bolts!
To an entirely red concourse seating area. I imagine your rioting will be about on that same level.
Yeah, it'll be pretty close to that, but I'll bring it. I'll bring it as good as I can bring it.
So the Husker game that was on Thursday, the Mahomes were there along with Kelce and Swift. And I just thought it was kind of funny because it's like, all right, you got Dylan Raiola, the Huskers quarterback that, works out with Mahomes, has the same, personal trainer. Like, they were finding every excuse during that game to, like, show a shot of Patrick Mahomes watching Raiola. But, like, you could tell that they were being super disciplined on just making sure that Patrick Mahomes is the only one in the frame.
Yep. It's
like,
just his face.
They just know how over it the average football fan is of seeing Kelsey and Swift.
Well, they're overexposed. What are they? I guess you could argue they were at Arrowhead, and yes, Kelsey went to Cincinnati, so you had those connections. But on the side, this was the first public appearance together since being engaged, so it was like kind of newsworthy. So they had to show the couple at some point throughout, but yeah, they had to be careful because they all were sitting together in that suite. It's funny.
You ever invite the Kelseys onto the pod?
I haven't yet. We're in talks. I just said we hadn't, and then I just said we're in talks. So yeah, we're in between. Yeah, we'll see where it goes. I mean, they're in the sports category. I'm in the comedy category. Occasionally they talk about funny things. Occasionally we talk about sports. So it's.
I would say I feel like I see a lot of like clips of just the two Kelseys like laughing. Like,
just a laughing.
I feel like they laugh.
Yeah, that's our.
But they're
plan.
not laughing with me.
They're not laughing with you. They're not laughing with me. Not yet, anyhow. We'll see what happens. All right, last division of the AFC. This is a division that, I mean, I almost said any team could win it, but that's just not true. So. There's probably only two that could, one that will.
What an awful ride to be a Jets fan.
It's got to be.
Like, just the last, 4 years. From the enthusiasm or, just excitement of having Rodgers.
Rodgers and all his buddies with him.
Yeah, he gets one play, tears his Achilles. Like, you have those, Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson. Like, you have talent on that side. So you get the bad year with Rodgers. You get last year where he's coming back from that Achilles injury. Doesn't look
great.
Doesn't look like the Aaron Rodgers that was winning MVPs 5 years ago. Mm-mm. Coach gets fired. And now here you are looking at this season where you've got Justin Fields, marching out as your QB1.
And the
with on his third team.
And the depressing thing is Fields looks good in preseason, which just means he's going to look awful in the regular season. And that's the thing. It's like the Jets are going to get hyped up. Like, hey, maybe we got a thing. Maybe we got something here because, like you just said, they've got pieces. It's not going to work out.
No,
this is the worst team in this division. You think they're playing for the number one pick? You think at the end?
Let's see. So they play the AFC North, which that's a tough draw, and the NFC South. Which is a good draw.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be that bad.
Okay.
I just feel like they're going to have 6 wins. They'll be picking 7th or 8th.
So top 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're still rebuild.
But even, I mean, their one point of pride would be their defense. But even their defense took how much of that was the head coach?
Right.
And when they fired him, it was like that defense.
They lost all momentum.
Yeah. Now, hey, was that just due to the team kind of? Hey, we're done already.
I mean, they were feeling that way after week 1 when they're arguing with each other and Rodgers isn't leading, and yeah, they lost kind of that attitude and enthusiasm to go out and win football games. But the Dolphins, on the other hand,
this is a tough one because Mike McDonald is just he's a character.
Yes, he is.
Like, he's somebody I want to be a head coach in there just because he's...
Just for the jokes?
Yeah, he's interesting. Like, most coaches are just carbon copies of each other. Or they're going to do an interview and they're kind of like the quarterback where, hey, everything's going to be safe. Everything's going to be in it. We're not going to say anything controversial. This guy, hair slicked back, he's style icon, practically. Need to get him a laugh with me hat.
Oh, I'll send him a hat. You think he'll wear it?
Yeah, I mean...
You wear it at a press conference.
Yeah.
Just wear it on a Tuesday press conference, Monday morning press conference or something.
But do we know anything about the Dolphins other than...
Tua,
Hill, Waddle, Achane.
Why Achane? He's funny as hell. He just, today, he went on, Instagram Live. Sitting at his computer.
6'7"?
He didn't even say anything. He's just sitting there like he's reading computer, and the camera's just looking at his face, and he's just sitting. It didn't say anything. He's just on live.
You set up the video camera when I got here for this episode, but you were like, the battery's probably going to run out, which I see that it has.
It has.
I think that was probably the beep that we heard earlier.
But
did it run out because you were trying to get on this trend and record yourself?
Yep. I really think that he has something. He's really funny. I think he has something. We need more of just us doing normal things and not saying anything to the camera.
Just hanging out.
Streamers are always like, hey, chat, chat, what do you think? Oh, yeah, watch this, chat. No, I think we just need to be hanging out, and people need to just be watching. I think that's the future of this. And he was the forefront, so he's on to something. And Tua,
he's got to wear the padded helmet.
He's got to wear the padded helmet, and this is probably. Do you think the head coach and Tua, this is their last shot together?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, I think this would be a full teardown,
full on flop. Yeah.
If they don't make the playoffs.
That's too bad, because you're right. They do have talent, and they're interesting.
Yeah. And he'll be a highly sought-after offense coordinator.
Oh, yeah, big time.
But
very analytical guy.
Yeah. If he doesn't get it done here, he's going to be kind of maybe almost like that McDaniels type of reputation of just, hey, you're a great coordinator, but maybe managing the whole apparatus is
something else. Yep.
Something a little too big for you at this moment.
Yep. I'm kind of surprised you've got the Patriots next, because what about them have sold you that they're a team that can compete in a division?
They got Diggs now.
Diggs. For how long? You think he's going to make it all season?
No, I mean, I buy into Drake May.
Do you?
They upgraded at running back.
Vrabel, head coach.
Yeah, I think their defense is going to be good. Like again, this is a very AFC South team. Like this could slot right into.
I was just going to ask you: is this Patriots going to feel a lot like those Tennessee Titan teams where they were like just good enough?
Yeah.
All right.
So, and some of it with them being in the second spot, some of it might just be the Dolphins and the Jets also being in this division. Yeah, NFC South. I mean, do you think would you put the Patriots above like a Falcons? You put them above the Panthers and the Saints, so there's 2 wins that they're getting right there.
I would put them against those two.
Yeah,
and I would say the Panthers. I don't know. I feel like the Panthers' offense is not that bad.
No,
but yeah, you're right. I'd put them above those 2. I don't know that I'd put them above the Falcons. I don't know. I kind of like the Falcons.
ESPN and their power rankings that they came out with today had the Patriots as 16. They had the Falcons as 23.
Oh, that's a big gap.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's mostly due to the defense.
Okay.
That Patriots defense
fair.
is going to be good. Vrabel's a defense-minded guy.
Sure.
They're still playing up in the Northeast, so they're going to have weather. They're going to win sloppy games.
Yeah. All right. I hear you. But they're not good enough to beat the Bills.
They are not good enough to beat the Bills.
The Bills are juggernauts.
I mean, I don't know why we still call them the Bills. I mean, they should be the Joshes by now.
Yeah.
Like,
it's certainly their team.
We kind of talked about those field tilting, Lamar, Patrick Mahomes. I mean, Josh Allen's going to be in that conversation too of just as long as he's in your offense is probably going to be pretty good.
Yeah, he's a heck of a talent, and he's a guy that's due. He's either due or he's just going to be a guy that's never going to get there. But yeah, they're in that window. I mean, I don't think there's any. They just I forget their head coach's name, but the head coach Josh. There's just that core that just feels like a quarterback and a head coach that are safe, and they're going to be good. They're going to be competitive, and they're just going to continue to rebuild around them until they get it figured out. And they're in that window right now to have it figured out, but. Yeah, they seem unbeatable over there. They're going to certainly win the East.
But just they haven't been able to. I mean, even the Bengals and Burrow have beaten.
Right.
The Chiefs. They've gone on to the Super Bowl. We're still waiting for that first Bills Super Bowl.
Yeah, so is Buffalo.
I think as soon as the Eagles won the Super Bowl, then it became the Buffalo and the Vikings have both had the most Super Bowl appearances without a win.
Oh, dang.
So
maybe it's Vikings year.
I know a lot of people in Minnesota would be really happy to see a Buffalo, Minnesota Super Bowl.
That'd be awesome.
The stakes would be...
It'd be pretty high.
Yeah.
All right, so, I mean, as far as like the divisions, I'm with you on just about every spot in the AFC. Who do you think is coming out of the AFC to the Super Bowl as we head into the season? And there's still a lot of things that are going to happen because, like we said, there's going to be teams that usually or did make the playoffs that are not going to. Like that just happens. Yep. So without knowing that, who represents the AFC?
I mean, I think the safe option would be the Ravens. But again, that's saying, hey, can they put it together in the playoffs? I mean, they were the most dominant team through the regular season last year.
Sure.
And it looks to be about that same team. I think Buffalo would probably be the one that you're going to see getting the most press, the most ink spilled here in the next week on, hey, they're going to make it. I don't think anybody – could you put the Chiefs as a dark horse?
It's wild because I'm sitting here looking at it and I'm thinking, okay – You could certainly have an angle on the Ravens, the Bills. I don't know that I'd put the Texans in there, so I'm really not anybody from the South. I would even with the Chiefs winning the West, I would take the Chargers over the Chiefs to make the Super Bowl. Like, yeah, it's wild because I don't see the Chiefs making the Super Bowl, and they're gonna go in here and be favorites to win the West and just do what they do. So
yeah,
it's wild. I'm gonna say I think what you're saying about Baltimore is legit. I'm gonna go with Buffalo. It's just a matter of time. They're gonna get over that hump. You know, why not now? Their team's pretty freaking good, and yeah.
It is kind of wild because
like it's their year.
Like last year when we were having this conversation, I'm pretty sure if we went back and listened to it, I mean, Buffalo was thought of as, like one of the probably top 5 teams in the AFC, but it was a bit of a rebuild.
It really was.
I don't think that people, until they got playing games, and then everybody's just like, well, they're still really good. Even
because they unloaded on offense.
Yeah.
All the key playmakers around Allen, they were gone. But that worked out to their favor. They said, okay, Josh, go lead the team. Mm-hmm. You don't have to now give so many balls to Diggs and so on. So it actually worked out in their favor, and their offense was incredible. But there's just something about Baltimore. If you shut down Lamar, you can still beat them.
And maybe that's probably a good call out on there, because how many teams can stop Lamar?
Right.
It's a very, very short list.
Very few.
There's only probably 4 or 5 teams that could
have that recipe. Yeah. Yeah. Good point. All right. The AFC. We're going to talk NFC. We're going to talk about the Laugh With Me animated series that's coming out here real soon. The pilot's coming out very soon. And we just had our fantasy football draft day. What an exhausting day that was for me. We've got that coming up.
You fall asleep during the draft?
I did not. Did you?
I don't
answer that. We're going to talk about that. But thanks for coming in. We got another new episode coming up here in another day. So talk to you then.